Well, I've heard 10,000 people scream the words to my songs. What a dream. I thank you all. I'm in awe. This is Harun and you're listening to City FM 89.
This time check is brought to you by Nishat Linen.
करें अपनी wardrobe refresh. Nishat Linen की summer collection 16 के साथ.
It's 4 p.m.
करें अपनी wardrobe refresh. Nishat Linen की summer collection 16 के रंगीन lawn suits और ready-made shirts के साथ. Available in stores and online at www.nishatlinen.com.
City FM 89.
करें अपनी wardrobe refresh. Nishat Linen की summer collection 16 के रंगीन lawn suits और ready-made shirts के साथ. Available in stores and online at www.nishatlinen.com.
City FM 89.
You got me going crazy.
This show is brought to you by USEFP.
The largest academic and cultural exchange program is now taking applications for the 2017 Fulbright Awards. Apply now by visiting www.usefpakistan.org. A US education is closer than you think.
City FM 89.
Join the music revolution with Cornetto Pop Rock, the biggest college concert series to hit Pakistan. Featuring Ali Azmat, Noori and many more superstars. Watch pop rock music videos and exclusive footage from concerts and auditions on cornettocupidity.pk. Cornetto Pop Rock, coming to your colleges now.
Lay's presents Taste the Glory. Find coupon in the special promo packs and SMS the code to 9005 to win exciting prizes, including a trip to Milan to watch the Champions League final. Lay's Taste the Glory. Terms and conditions apply.
City FM 89. We're playing your song.
Everybody go.
Welcome to City FM 89. Coming up on Strictly Professional, we'll be talking about the Fulbright Scholarship Program today. And to tell you what it's all about, we have Miss Rita Akhtar, Saleem Razaque, Naveed, Hassan, and Sana Mahmud. Now, Rita is the Executive Director of the United States Educational Foundation in Pakistan for the last 7 years. Thanks for being in the studios today, Rita.
Thanks for having us. Happy to be here.
All right. Rita, when did you first start learning Urdu and Hindi and Punjabi? Because we spoke about it last time, but we didn't get into detail.
बहुत अरसे हुए. 30 some years ago.
Really?
Yes.
And how's your Urdu now? I mean, are you still brushing up on it?
मैं बोल लेती हूँ.
Oh, good.
मुकम्मल perfect नहीं है.
अच्छा, मगर बोल लेती हैं. चाय मंगा लेती हैं.
नहीं
सब्जी खरीद लेती हैं.
अगर जरूरत पड़ जाती मैं इंटरव्यू भी दे सकती हूँ.
जबरदस्त. All right. That is awesome. आज का इंटरव्यू फिर मेरे ख्याल में उर्दू में ही करते हैं.
नहीं, thank you.
अच्छा, ठीक है. Also, we have Mr. Saleem Abdul Razaque, and he could tell you all about American and European history, and he's been with Pre-Step, which is a USAID-funded program for teacher education in Pakistan, and for the last 6 years has been the program manager of the world's largest Fulbright program. Thank you for being in the studios with us.
Thank you for having us.
So, how did the Fulbright program actually become so big?
Since 2001, after 9/11, basically Fulbright is an exchange program. So all the money was pouring in after 2001, after 9/11, when American scholars, they have stopped coming to Pakistan.
Okay.
So USAID chipped in with more money. So that's how, since 2005, it's been the largest Fulbright program.
So it's basically the funding that made it the largest program?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll talk more with Mr. Saleem Abdul Razaque about that. Also, we have two very cool people here. Naveed Hassan, he's a computer engineer. Cool and nerdy, I hope, because usually computer engineers are. He's studied computer engineering from Georgia Institute of Technology. He works at CARE, and you are also a Fulbright scholar, correct?
Correct.
All right, cool. So who told you about the Fulbright scholarship?
Because I belong to the alma mater of, like, my alma mater is NUST, and we have a lot of alumni who went on the Fulbright program, so hence.
So you went to NUST, and a lot of the students there were applying, and you decided to apply as well. Did they get to go as well, or were you like the lucky one, or did all your friends get to go?
Okay, so no one from my cohort actually applied.
Okay.
I had a bunch of seniors, so to speak, who went there, so I got to know of Fulbright from there, and then, you know.
So they didn't apply. That's interesting. We'll talk about that with you in just a bit. We also have a very, very interesting person who I will quickly grow to admire, because Sana Mahmud is a Fulbright alumni, and she has a master's in international development. Oh, so boring. Let's get to the fun stuff. Well, okay, she went to Ohio University. That's pretty fun. But she's also the captain of the Pakistan national women's basketball team. Wow. Cool. How did that happen? A lot of basketball, I guess.
Just got lucky,
a lot of hoops.
I guess. Got lucky, I guess.
You got lucky. All right. But you're also the you were previously you were also the Pakistan national football team captain in the past? No, are you just part of the football team?
No, I was the captain.
You were the captain of the football team too. So you
very lucky.
So so you can kick the ball around, and you can, you know, shoot hoops, do layups, and three-pointers and everything.
I'd like to think so, yes.
Which came first, basketball or football?
So I like to tell people basketball has always been my first love.
Yeah.
But I somehow managed to end up on the football team first, just because there wasn't a basketball team. There's a lot of issues with sport in Pakistan in general, but we can have another show about that one day.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk to you about your experience on the Fulbright program, but let's get back to Ms. Rita Akhtar, whose Urdu is so beautiful. What is for our audience today, because we're going to be talking about it for the next 50 minutes or so, what is the Fulbright Scholarship Program?
Well, this Fulbright Scholarship Program is a worldwide program. It's the flagship scholarship program of the U.S. Department of State. It operates in 150 countries, so it is really a big deal that Pakistan has the biggest program in terms of funding. And that funding means that the Fulbright program here in Pakistan is a fantastic opportunity for students who want to study for a master's or a PhD degree. It's a fully funded scholarship. Everything is covered under this scholarship, from your airfare to your computer to even attending a conference if you need to attend, your tuition, your living costs, everything is covered for the entire length of your program.
How old is the Fulbright program?
Well, it was established in the U.S. in like 1947. We've been here, our office has been here in Pakistan since 1950. So there's something here in Pakistan actually older than me. And that's
okay.
Happy to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you guys still in that same office from 1950?
No,
Have you
not
moved?
at all. Until
same typewriters and stuff?
No, until 2004, it was a small program by world standards. You know, we would send about 20 people a year, and a few people would come over here, including myself. I came in the mid-'80s. Yeah. On a Fulbright grant to Pakistan, and the rest is history, as they say.
Okay, but you've been back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't just, you know, all right, you know, say, okay, I'm not going to go back to the States since the 80s, right?
No, I didn't. But anyway, that's another story how I came here.
The last time we spoke to you, first of all, the Fulbright Scholarship Program is broken down into applying for a master's degree in the U.S.
Yes.
Or a PhD in the U.S. And we'll get to the prerequisites and the requirements and stuff. But this last time we spoke, there was a total of 150 scholarships that you were dispersing every year. And now it's
175 now. I'm happy to report, because until, you know, last year it was entirely U.S. government funded. But but now the HEC has also thrown in the support for 25 additional PhDs a year. So that's wonderful news that the government of Pakistan is also supporting this to a good amount.
Oh, that's great, because, my mind was wandering. I was like, maybe it's election year or something, or, you got money, left over. Okay. So apparently, from please correct me anywhere if I mess up, because I think I will. I got this feeling that I'm going to mess up with some number or a website maybe or something, but correct me if I'm wrong. The Fulbright Scholarship Program in Pakistan with the USEFP is the largest of its kind worldwide.
Yes, that is correct.
And is there a specific reason to that, or does it grow naturally since the 1950s?
No, there is a reason. I think there's a general recognition on the parts of both governments. We're a binational commission. Our mission is to promote mutual understanding between the people of the United States and the people of Pakistan. And I think there's an understanding that, we really have a lot of misconceptions that need to be cleared up, and not many Americans are coming here. So it's great to be able to send good, impressive Pakistanis to the U.S. to make a great impression of Pakistan. So that's one reason. The second is that USAID put in the funding as a development program. So people are expected to return to Pakistan after they get their degrees and contribute to the development of Pakistan, as our alumni who are here are doing.
All right. Okay. We'll talk about what their contributions are. Thank you very much, Rita. Moving on to Mr. Razaque. Now, why did you study? Now, you studied American and European history in Pakistan. Yeah? So didn't your parents at that time tell you, कोई सही चीज पढ़ो, कोई engineer बन जाओ, doctor बन जाओ, something like that? Or didn't they question your studies?
No, I'm lucky in that way that my parents always supported me.
That's good.
कुछ कर लेना.
All right.
Because I was in cricket and sports and all those things.
Yeah.
But in our times, sports को इतना कोई अच्छा नहीं देखते थे. कहते थे कुछ कर लो जिंदगी के साथ. So then I got into Government College Lahore. I was inspired. Yeah. Let me share with you that I was inspired by a history teacher at Government College University Lahore.
Okay.
So after that inspiration, I applied for the admission in history, and I always opted for Pakistan history.
Right.
But one day he suggested me, okay, why don't you go and take European and American history?
Right.
Go and sit in those classes for a week, and then decide. So I was already inspired by him, and I found it very interesting.
Yeah.
Although in fifth year we had to study Pakistan history, but my majors were in European history for the final years.
Okay.
That's how I got into the history.
No, that's great. Did you also apply for a Fulbright scholarship?
No, honestly, I didn't even know about a Fulbright scholarship I'm talking about in early 80s.
Right.
So Fulbright was also a smaller program.
Yeah.
And it was not offering masters or PhDs at that time.
Okay.
In those days, Fulbright was offering only pre-doctoral research programs for the PhD candidates.
Oh, okay. So you have been part of the USAID,
yes.
Or USAID-funded programs for many, many years, working with educating teachers in Pakistan. And for the last 6 years, you've been working with the USEFP as a program manager. So you're the perfect person to ask. Do I send my application to you? Can I have your address and your phone number, please?
Yes, you can send the application to PO Box 1128.
Okay.
Islamabad.
All right. So what is all jokes apart, what is the correct process to apply for a Fulbright scholarship program?
Okay. To correct, if somebody is applying for 2017, they must have been filling out their applications and running after the referees for the reference letters.
Okay.
And taking GRE exams. But I can talk about the next year. If somebody is planning to apply, I would suggest them go to our website, download the application, read the application first. It's 22 pages application.
22 pages?
22 pages.
What do you ask in that?
It looks like intimidating, but most of the pages are asking for your personal information.
Okay, all right.
So go through the application, and then the first thing they should do is that start preparing for the GRE. That's the only requirement that we need with the application. Start preparing for the GRE exam. Take GRE once. If you are not satisfied with the scores, you can always retake it if you have time. So these are the two basic requirements.
All right. So that is fantastic. What is the website to download the application?
www.usefpakistan.org.
That's www.usefpakistan.org. And is it on the homepage? I mean, is it all visible?
When you go to the homepage, it flashes that Fulbright scholarships are offered these days. They are open.
You got a gift going on there, so that'll be all right. We'll check it out. We're going to take a quick commercial break so I can go to the website and see if all this information is absolutely correct. When we come back, we'll talk to Miss Rita Akhtar, Saleem Abdul Razaque, Naveed, Hassan about their experiences, and Sana Mahmud about their experiences in the U.S. Through applying through the Fulbright Scholarship Program. Stay with us.
City FM 89. Sing along to your song.
This show is brought to you by USEFP.
The largest academic and cultural exchange program is now taking applications for the 2017 Fulbright Awards. Apply now by visiting www.usefpakistan.org. A US education is closer than you think.
बुलबुल से समझू सारी बातें, कोयल से हो मुलाकातें, हरे हरे तोतों की खिटर पिटर सुनो, परिंदे भी न जाने करते हैं क्या गुफ्तगू, पेड़ हैं जो सब हरे भरे बैठे इनके साए तले सुनो.
At our school, every day is a celebration of life and learning. We explore science through song, tell exciting stories, and stretch our imaginations as far as they will go.
गीत गाए कुछ सुनो जहाँ सुर कितने बिखरे हैं यहाँ, हवा में गूंजती है बांसुरी, परिंदों की सुनो सदा, कहना चाहते हैं ये क्या फिजा में जैसे गीत हो कोई.
Come learn more about the academic programs at Head Start School this Saturday, the 16th of April, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at all Head Start branches. Registration will be waived for new admission.
City FM 89.
You got me going crazy.
Skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard him with that stock.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a fucking nihilist porcupine. He's a the type women wanna be within rappers. Hope he gets 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, his is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of that comes out of this kid's throat. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He often gets a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that birth or does it stand for an acronym? No, he's living proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best. Dedicated to what they do and give 100%.
Forget Mike, nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note and he writes every line. And I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like a design is written in his head every time before he even touches a key or speaks in a rhyme. And those other fellas he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, without even trying. How do they do it? This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Fort Minor, M. Shinoda, Styles of Beyond, Ryu, Talk Beer, Machine Shop.
Fort Minor featuring Styles of Beyond with Remember the Name. This is Strictly Professional. We have the group from USEFP here to talk about the Fulbright Scholarship Program. If you are studying at the moment, and it doesn't matter what age you are, so this is not a show for like teens or just if you're in 20s. It doesn't matter what stage your life in your life that you're in right now. If you have completed your bachelor's, you might want to take a look at the Fulbright Scholarship Program. If you want more information about the Fulbright Scholarship Program, and you want to ask a specific question to our wonderful panel of speakers on the show today, text in on 8989, tweet to @CityFM89 or @WestMalik. And USEFP also has a Twitter account. I'll read that out in just a second as soon as I bring it up for you. But we also have two people who have gone through the whole experience of applying for the Fulbright Scholarship Program, then studying. Naveed Hassan is a computer engineer, studied at NUST, and then went to Georgia Institute of Technology. And just a little while ago, we were asking how you found out about the Fulbright Scholarship Program. You found out about it from the university, from NUST, right? From fellow students who, crazily, you found out about it from fellow students, but they didn't apply for it.
Yeah.
Was the GRE too hard or something? What?
No, see, the thing is that I did get to know it from a bunch of my class fellows, but they didn't apply the year that I was applying because they had like elder brothers or sisters who had gone on the Fulbright program. So, yeah, trickles that way. Yeah.
So, what was the process that you took when you found out? You found out, all right, did you go to the website to download the application and everything?
Okay, so this because I have been mentoring people as well because they keep asking you about, hey, how did you apply and how was the experience and whatever. And that's what I keep telling everyone, that you need to keep the deadlines in mind. I knew well ahead of the deadline that, hey, I need to apply this year. I downloaded the application form, and like Saleem Saab said, that it tells you everything. Right. If you have a basic comprehension of what a sentence is telling you, you would understand what you need to do. Right. So the application is pretty much straightforward. Yeah. You follow it to the point. Yeah. When it says that you need to put something on there that is maybe word limited or time limited, you do that the same way, and it's pretty much easy after that.
So you found it pretty easy?
Yeah.
So who decided on Georgia Institute of Technology for you?
Well, it was my preference as well, so I can't really say who decided because...
So it was one of the preferences that you gave in your application? What were the other universities that you...
It was Georgia Tech, UC San Diego, and it was one other school. And I got into all of them, but since Georgia Tech... Yeah, but since Georgia Tech was my first priority, and then so I got placed there as well, and the rest is history, as
all right. So when I gotta understand this. So you applied. You were at NUST at that time. You were studying at NUST at that time while you applied, or you had finished?
I had finished. I was actually working for almost a year before I applied.
So you were working. All right. So you had a bachelor's degree, and you're like, all right, now it's time to do something else. And you applied while you were working. And how'd they get back to you? Did they have an interview? And then when did they tell you, like, you're accepted? I mean,
you mean
what
the
happened?
timeline for the whole thing?
Yeah, what was your specific experience? What happened with you?
Okay, so the deadlines close around May. I think you get to know about the interview around August, if I'm not mistaken. And you get interviews around the same time frame, September, October, and they let you know, I think, early the next year, something like
October. Just coming up October, you'll hear.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not good with dates. I'm sorry. I just have a ballpark idea when something happened.
What did you pack to take to Atlanta? Who bought your ticket for you?
That is what USEF Pakistan does. So
They
you
bought
just
it
give
for
them
you?
you give them a tentative itinerary that you want, and if it fits with their requirements, they just hand it to you.
Okay, so they sent you tickets and everything.
Yeah.
And when you got to the university, what did you have to do, and what did USEFP take care of for you when you got to Atlanta?
So generally, and this has been the experience with a lot of people that went with me in my cohort, is that those schools are very well adapted to international students. So they will take care of everything that you need to do generally. I don't know of a person who has had a bad experience with adaptation, or however you put it.
So they take care of everything for you?
More
Like
or less,
everything?
yeah. The only thing that you really need to maybe invest time and resources into is getting a place to live, because USEF Pakistan would not take care of that, and neither would your school, because it's something that you're supposed to do on your own. The paperwork, the legalities, they pretty much are a breeze. They just take care of themselves. But residence is generally a very common issue. A very common issue.
Everywhere. Pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much. And if you're going to a bigger city like New York or Chicago or Boston. Oh, yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah, my friend stayed on the airport for 3 days because the lease he had signed somehow backfired on him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was fun.
So he was like Tom Hanks in that movie, the Terminal. Yeah, where he gets stuck at the airport.
Yeah.
Did he build a bathroom or something? Okay, let's not get into that.
Yeah, we would not want people to know that.
Yeah. Okay, we have a quick question, and then we'll get to Sana. And I was hoping that, Salman, if you could answer this question. From Islamabad, someone asks, someone has texted in on 8989, can we apply for an MBA degree, and do we directly apply to a university? And this is Hassan from Islamabad who's asking this question.
Yes, definitely you can apply for MBA degree, but you apply to USEFP through the application process, and then we'll find the placement for you. You don't need to apply directly to the universities.
And if I can add something to that, I mean, it's always helpful to spend some time on the internet looking at what the programs in the U.S. are like. One, it's inspirational because you'll see how amazing the programs are, and two, it'll help you write your application when you have to explain what you want to study, if you've really looked at the websites and see what they offer. But there are a lot of misconceptions. I'm glad that person asked that, because every discipline is eligible. We have a few priority disciplines, which are, the obvious things that are really important for this country, like agriculture and education, health, energy, and water. But all disciplines except for clinical medicine are really welcome and encouraged to apply, including business.
So what you're saying, there's a follow-up question from Bilal. Now, Bilal asks, I've done my Pharm D, Doctor of Pharmacy. I have 5 years of experience in sales with an MNC, and I want to apply for an MBA. Can I apply? I'm 28 years old. Not me, Bilal.
Yes, Bilal, you are very much encouraged to apply.
Okay, we also have another question, Salman, if you could take that. Fatima Nasser says, are there Fulbright scholarships for LLM programs as well?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are scholarships available for LLM program.
Rita, Lubna Kareem from Islamabad asks, I am studying in my first year, and we have board exams this month. Can we apply for a master's program at this time, or is it too early?
It's too early. You have to be about to graduate. You should be in your, fourth year to apply.
So for a master's degree program, for a Fulbright scholarship and for a master's degree, I need to be near completion for a bachelor's, which should be a 4 years bachelor's. And for a doctorate or PhD program, I need to have a complete master's degree, which is 4 plus 2.
Right, yes. 18 years.
18 years.
18? Yes. Or is it 16?
18.
Oh man, it's grown 2 years since I went to college. Wow. I do not envy kids these days. I am in my... Okay, I think we answered this question, but we'll just answer it again. I'm in my second semester of BBA in Zabist. Am I eligible?
No.
Wait till you're...
16 years of education is complete.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait for a little while, Karachi.
But if I can add, there's some good news for undergraduates too. Coming this next October, we'll be announcing our Global UGrad program, where we have like 300 slots for a semester in the U.S.
Wow.
So that will be available on our website, and there are a lot of other programs. So just because you're not eligible for the Fulbright, you should still visit the website and see what's available.
I forgot the website name?
USEFPakistan.org.
Okay, so if you want to tweet out a question to us, you can tweet it at CityFM89. You can also tweet to at USEFP. I'm trolling them right now, so I'll find your question. We'll answer it on air with our panel. Unfortunately, we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we want to talk to Sana, who's a very interesting person. Pakistan women's basketball captain and football captain and soon to be hockey captain. No, okay. Okay, we're going to take a very small break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about the Fulbright Scholarship Program. If you have any questions, please text them in to 8989.
Hello, everybody. This is Novak Djokovic, and I just want to give my heart and my best wishes and regards to all the Pakistani fans. And I hope you guys are watching tennis, and I hope I can come to Pakistan very soon.
This show is brought to you by USEFP.
The largest academic and cultural exchange program is now taking applications for the 2017 Fulbright Awards. Apply now by visiting www.usefpakistan.org. A US education is closer than you think.
अगर आप भी अपनी गाड़ी का ख्वाब देखते रहते हैं तो आपको चाहिए अस्करी बैंक की आस्क फॉर कार ऑटो फाइनेंस जो दे लो मार्कअप और डाउन पेमेंट 1 से 7 साल की फाइनेंसिंग और सबसे बढ़कर तेज तरीन प्रोसेसिंग अस्करी आस्क फॉर कार ऑटो फाइनेंस स्टीयर योर ड्रीम्स मज़ीद तफसीलात के लिए कॉल करें 111000787 या विजिट करें www.akbl.com.pk
Hi Islamabad, this is your city update. It's that time of the year again, ladies and gentlemen. The Cultural, Dramatics and Entertainment Society proudly announces the 18th All Pakistan Performance Arts Festival from the 15th to 17th March at the Ghulam Ishaq Khan Institute. Check out our Facebook page for further details.
City FM 89. We're playing your song.
Stag
Welcome back to Strictly Professional on City FM 89. Eric Clapton and friends playing for Rita. That's Smokestack Lightning. And now let's talk to Sana. Sana, thank you very much for being in the studio. You're a Fulbright alumni. You have a master's in international development from Ohio University. Was it really cold in Ohio?
It's always cold in Ohio.
Yeah?
Like 9 months out of the year.
So, you see... Naveed went to Atlanta. It's a really big city. There's a lot of fun stuff there, a lot of big companies, etc., a lot of opportunities, stuff. What happens in Ohio? I've never been there. I don't know what happens there.
I love talking about Ohio. I like calling it my second hometown.
Yeah.
Because, I spent 2 years there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you mentioned Atlanta because it's a big city.
Yeah.
And I had the exact opposite experience because I went to Athens, Ohio, which is a very small university town. Very small. And as small university towns come, everybody, knows everybody. We all go to the home games. There's a lot of school spirit. In my case, it was the Bobcats.
Okay.
And being a sport fanatic myself, I was always at all the games that I could find. So it's a completely different culture from a big city. More bike paths. You walk around. It's safer than bigger cities.
Okay.
And like I said, it's a different experience because you do get a smaller feel or a hometown feel when you are in such a place.
So, Sana, what made you apply to the Fulbright Scholarship Program after your bachelor's?
Interestingly, I have a few family members who got the Fulbright Scholarship. By family, not immediate, but some of my cousins already had been to the United States on a Fulbright Scholarship.
Okay.
And they were my motivation and also my inspiration.
So did your parents say, "Wo us cousin ki tarah, aapne bhi Fulbright Scholarship lena hai"?
Kind of
sort
exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
All right.
If they got it.
Yeah.
Well, I think someone closer to you makes you feel like you can relate to them and you feel like real people get it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, and I'd like to encourage all the people listening to this show, not to think of the Fulbright as something unattainable or something not for you.
Okay.
It's really all about real people doing real things. Like Naveed said, he went to NUST, that is a university we've all heard of.
Yeah.
And it's all about how well you write your application and how motivated you are to study the things that you want to. So I think anybody can get it if it's the right thing for them.
So did you have trouble convincing your parents going all the way like 6,000 miles away or like 10,000 kilometers away to a different country, a place possibly where you've never been before or your parents had never seen? Or did they go with you or what happened?
Well, so luckily my parents are pretty used to me being AWOL sometimes just because I play a lot of sports. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for this tournament now. But once again, it's different traveling within Pakistan, and then it's a completely different story when you're moving for 2 years. That to the United States. It's a long way from here.
Yeah.
And, especially being a female, there were certain concerns. I know, just like Naveed mentioned earlier, residence or finding the place where you're going to live immediately as you arrive is a big problem sometimes. And my parents were particularly panicking about that.
Okay.
But I think, as also mentioned earlier, all these universities, they're used to international students coming in. So they have very good international student offices.
Okay.
The United States Educational Foundation has advisors that sort of help you and link you to your advisors abroad.
Right.
So they're never going to just give you the ticket and leave you hanging.
Right.
They link you up with the respective people in the universities or in the cities that you're supposed to go to.
Uh-huh.
And from there on, pretty much it's an easy ride as long as, you're smart about certain things. Otherwise, it's very... I wouldn't say it's particularly difficult being a female, or it's, some parents have those issues with a single female or living so away from home. Once again, if you're smart, if you know how to handle yourself, it's no different than being or living on your own here.
What advice would you give girls applying for the Fulbright Scholarship Program and, going to the U.S. to study? What advice, personal advice, would you give them? What did you learn from your experience?
Keep an open mind for everything that when you get the scholarship or when you're thinking of applying, first of all, don't hesitate to apply.
Okay.
There's no harm in applying.
Right.
Yes, the GRE or the 22-page application can look intimidating, but really get some help from friends, peers, and if you're hesitant about something, try to get over that and really just apply. And the second step, if you do get the scholarship, then keep an open mind about this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is a life-changing opportunity for many people that I've heard from, and myself included.
Yeah.
So don't just narrow down yourself to preconceived ideas that you might have before you leave Pakistan, or if you're it's the first time for you to go to the United States. Really let all those things stay in the, maybe in your subconscious if you feel like it, if that's what worries you. But go in there with an open mind. And when I say open mind, be willing to absorb and learn everything that you can learn from your surroundings, because what you expect, it's going to be so much more different than
Really?
that. And I mean that in a good way.
Okay. So when you get a Fulbright scholarship program, you're supposed to come back to Pakistan, and you're supposed to. It's a development fund. It's a development scholarship, right? So what do you do now that you're back in Pakistan? What do you do to further what you learned from there, or how do you give back to Pakistan?
I think the idea of the Fulbright is, well, if somebody's going to invest so much in you, you have to invest back in your country. And I think that's a great idea or a great initiative.
Yeah.
And anybody who goes on the Fulbright scholarship does return with a sense of or pride or enhanced patriotism towards their own country, because we come back with this degree in our hands and we feel like we can make a difference. So in my little way, I don't know if that really matters, but as you mentioned, I've done a degree in international development with a focus on sports and gender, and I like to link how sports can be used not just competitively but as a tool for human development. So I do these things on the side besides my day job on how to design programs for little children and promote a more sporting culture within Islamabad, at least.
Oh, that's fantastic. Same question to you. Now that you've been back, from Atlanta, how do you give back to your community and Pakistan in general?
Okay, so currently I'm working in the defense industry, which I can't talk a lot about. But
now I want to talk about it. Like, what do you make there? What do you do? Can I see your lab?
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. So if you walk into my lab, it's going to look exactly like this. Like I was talking to you before, I want to put speakers in my lab because everything's going to probably be in a hard drive that's secure somewhere. But jokes aside, we're basically working to bring the defense industry of this country up to par with the rest of the world.
Okay.
So we are currently one of the 7 companies in the world who are doing what we're doing right now.
Okay.
And because obviously the geopolitical conditions do not allow us to be really expressive with our consumer base, we are dealing explicitly with Pakistan for now. But you never know.
So you give back by adding to the security of Pakistan?
Yes. And advancing the industry-academia link, which I think is kind of lacking. But
all right. Did you play a lot of basketball and football when you were in the States?
I did, actually. It's a lot of fun because they have great facilities and, they also have recreational leagues. So even if you're not able to play on their pro teams, you always have time to play recreationally. And that was a lot of fun. We used
Did you play on a team?
We used to have a football tournament, mini World Cup sort of tournament where we had continents compete against each other. So I used to play for Team Africa.
Oh, really?
Exciting.
That's really cool. And are you still playing here? Are you coaching? Are you mentoring? Are you doing something with kids here?
I do still play for my club. I play football for the Young Rising Stars, and I play basketball for the Islamabad team.
Okay.
I recently went to the South Asian Games in India in 2016 for basketball.
Okay.
And I coached the junior football team for our club.
Really?
Yeah.
How did we do there?
In India, it's an interesting story. Yeah, but I think we've done pretty well considering that the team went abroad after 20 years. The women's team.
Yeah.
I think it's a big step. We lost 2 games. We won 2 games.
Itself is an achievement. There you go.
Yes.
Enough said.
Thank you.
we have a lot of questions for Rita, and I'm sorry, Saleem. I said Salman twice. I actually wrote it down. I don't know why. This stupid cold is messing with my head. So we have a couple of questions, and we have 1 minute to answer, and then we'll take a break and we'll answer more. Here's one. Does relevant work experience increase chances of getting the Fulbright? For example, having a job teaching special needs kids and applying for a master's degree in the same field?
In some cases, yes. In many cases, yes. It's good to have work experience, but it's not necessary. About a quarter of our Fulbrighters go straight to a master's program from a bachelor's program. So, it depends a lot on the program. Some programs like the MBA or the public policy do require work experience of 2 to 3 years.
That's an excellent question from Sidra. We have another question. I am studying computer sciences at FAST, and I am in the 4th semester. What is the perfect time for me to apply for a master's degree in any U.S. university?
When you are in your final semester, that's the perfect time for you to apply.
And you can apply on USEFPakistan.org. Okay, we're going to take a very quick break and come back with your questions, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Fulbright Scholarship Program.
City FM 89. Sing along to your song.
This show is brought to you by USEFP.
The largest academic and cultural exchange program is now taking applications for the 2017 Fulbright Awards. Apply now by visiting www.usefpakistan.org. A U.S. education is closer than you think.
Hello, Islamabad. This is your city update. Classic Rock Coffee is a rock-themed American franchise located in F6 Marcus. Rock on and stay caffeinated with their freshly roasted coffee, wide variety of coffee drinks, food, and protein shakes from 8 a.m. till midnight. Stay tuned to City FM 89 to know what's happening in Islamabad.
City FM 89.
We're playing your song.
City FM 89. We're playing your song.
I wouldn't compliment myself for what I've become. Tell her I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to her. I wouldn't praise myself for every good thing I've done. Tell her I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to every heartbeat. Tell her I owe it to every exhale. Tell her I owe it to her. Hands upon my chest. Oh, won't you breathe life into these dead lungs? I keep under my coat. Oh, 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 oh. And keep life warm against the cold night as our bodies go. Oh, 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 oh. I know when to give up and I know when to breathe. Oh, believe me, I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to every heartbeat. Tell her I owe it to every inhale. Tell her I owe it to her. Hands upon my chest. Oh, won't you breathe life into these dead lungs? I keep under my coat. Oh, 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 oh. And keep life warm against the cold night as our bodies go. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, won't you breathe life into these dead lungs? I keep under my coat. Oh, 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 oh. And keep life warm against the cold night as our bodies go.
That is Jack Garrett on City FM 89 with Breathe Life. This is a show called Strictly Professional. It is a talk show, and today we're talking about the Fulbright Scholarship Program. You have many questions for Rita and Mr. Saleem and Naveed and Sana, who are our guests on the show today. And let me quickly read them out. Saf says, can one apply after A-levels?
Not for the Fulbright program.
Hassan says, if we are applying for MBA, do we have to do both GMAT and GRE, or only GMAT would be sufficient to be considered for a Fulbright?
The requirement to apply for Fulbright is only international GRE. Once you get selected, if the university requires, then we'll ask you to take GMAT then, once you get selected.
Zishan says, I'm 38 years old, studied chemical engineering and MSc in petroleum technology from the UK. I've got 8 years of work experience in Pakistan. Can I apply for a PhD program?
Absolutely, you can. and we would encourage you to give it a whirl.
Yasmin from Islamabad says, I need to know precisely when I can apply for... I missed the question. For the September 2016 session. What are the exact dates, upcoming session? Do you guys know?
Oh, that's a good question. It's actually, if you apply now, the deadline is May 11th, and you will be going actually in September of 2017. The 2016 people have already been selected, and they're getting ready to go this September. So there's a long lag in between.
But for next year, even if I want to go next year in 2017 in September, I have to apply now?
Yes.
And I have to apply before?
You have to apply by May 11th.
The 11th
to
of
be
May.
able to go in 2017.
Is it like this every year?
Yes. It's a long time to get everybody placed and selected and everything. It takes a good year.
Plus, I'm assuming that if you're studying in your last semester of bachelor's program and you've applied, before May 11th, you have to complete your studies. So it also makes sense that you're going in 2017. So there you go, Yasmin. That's your question answered. Once again, let me repeat. The website is USEFPakistan.org. I always mess up. I always mix it up with USEFP.org, which is it's not. It's USEFPakistan.org. And the application and everything is there. Their Twitter account is at USEFP, and they're very active on it. You can actually see a wonderful picture of Ms. Rita Akhtar there, and your picture isn't there. How come? You got to talk to somebody when you get back to the office. Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So let's go through those quick questions once again. What are the prerequisites to apply for a Fulbright scholarship program?
Well, let me say the application is really being reviewed in terms of you as a full human being. It's not just based on your grades or your GRE score. When people are reviewing that application, they really want to see, are you a good investment in the future of Pakistan? Do you have
I don't
a
have
plan?
to be an A-grade student to get this?
Well, here's the thing. You have to be a good enough student that universities in the United States will accept you, but you don't have to necessarily be a topper in your school. And if you, for some reason, didn't have great grades, then work extra hard on the GRE so that there's some part in the application that shows that you do have the academic strengths.
Okay.
I mean, you won't get it if you're like an average in everything. You're not going to become a Fulbrighter, but there are different ways to shine and different achievements that you can have. And while I'm at it, I want to encourage people with disabilities to apply, people from public universities in underserved areas or remote areas. People tend to think that this scholarship, you have to be from LUMS or from NUST like Naveed is, but no, we have people from how many different universities in Fulbright this year?
69.
69 different universities.
From 69 universities in Pakistan. What's the remotest university you got an application from?
Remotest...
or the most unlikely name I've never heard of.
We can't even remember.
Yeah, I think there is one university in Les Bela.
And this person got a Fulbright scholarship program?
No, he applied. We received application from them.
All right. So you had, Naveed and Sana, you had some advice on filling out the application form?
Yes.
Let's say, if me and a bunch of friends want to apply together. And that guy has really good English. He's a great writer. Can I just ask him to, or can we just copy each other's or something?
Okay, so we have been copying apparently. That's what we were talking about here. Right. That your application package is going to trickle through a bunch of people who are really good at this. So if you think that you can copy your personal statement and maybe just change a name or a date or just a city name, it's going to really be easy to figure out that, hey, you know what, this guy's copying it off of someone else. And then when you copy something as intimate as a personal statement, it is very evidently not going to be aligned to the rest of your application because it's going to reflect differently. And then it's going to be very obvious. And then even if you do manage to pass through all of those filters, there's going to be the interview. And trust me, 5 minutes into an interview, we can tell if you wrote that application or not. So.
What advice do you have? I heard something about font sizes in that box somewhere.
Well, just generally, if you are going to pursue an education in the United States, you better learn to, follow rules or do as you have to do in graduate programs. So the Fulbright application has certain rules. Make sure you follow them. Naveed mentioned that earlier. Keep your font size the one that they require on the form. It gets very irritating for selectors to read through such an essay. Don't play with the margins. Don't play with the form. Do exactly as you're told in the instructions. And besides that, be as honest as possible. Write your own application.
Honesty.
Yes. Do not lie on the application. Like Naveed said, it'll come through in the interview. We'll be able to tell. And not to, sort of go on the negative so much. As an encouraging note, I'd just like to tell everybody or add that the Fulbright, like Rita said, there's no standard sort of requirement or prerequisite. There's no set formula. So just make sure this is the right scholarship for you, this is the right program for you. Really read through it, or decide if this is what you want to do, and apply with all your heart. Apply passionately for what you want to do, and that will come through.
Thank you. Fantastic. Rita, last time when Natasha was here, she said, she talked about how great and how comprehensive the Fulbright Scholarship Program was, which I think whenever I hear how big the Fulbright Scholarship Program is, there's 175 Pakistanis that go every year, 50 PhD, 125 masters, and everything is paid for. Airline tickets, food, accommodation. Natasha said she wanted her degree. She needed a camera. She needed to pursue it for her studies. She couldn't afford a camera. Fulbright paid for that. Well, another extension or something. They paid for it, which I thought was fantastic. It's pretty comprehensive. We missed out on that.
We want to equip everyone with whatever they need to succeed. If you're lucky enough to get selected for the program, there's going to be a lot of support for you to succeed.
So here's a couple more questions. Aruj says, I have an MBA. Can I apply for another master's MSc through Fulbright?
Yes, you can. It depends. You have to make a good explanation for why you need a second master's degree. And many people have, local MBAs, which would be really the equivalent of a 4-year bachelor's with a 2-year bachelor's and a 2-year MBA. So, and yes, but you need to explain it somewhere why you need to have this degree.
So one very good question from Sehed is, I graduated in 2012 from Canada. Does that affect my chances of getting a Fulbright?
Well, that is a really good and tough question. Yes, it affects your chances. You're still eligible, but this is a cultural exchange program as well as an academic exchange program. So the priority is to people who have not had experience outside of Pakistan or who really require this opportunity. So yes, you can apply, and it is possible for you to be selected, but it's just a little bit, you're up against a competition who, really have not had the opportunity.
Saleem Saab, is there an age restriction to apply to this scholarship? No. I'm 43 years old.
No, there isn't any age restriction.
None at all?
None at all. The only thing that the
My dad can apply for
selection committee people will see that you have enough productive years in your life when you come back and contribute towards the development of Pakistan.
So you'll rule out a 96-year-old?
Probably. Pretty much, yes.
Okay, well, last question, because we have 1 minute left in the show. I am Tanveer from Burewala. I have 14 years of education with CFA Level 1 and FRM Level 1 pass. I also have a diploma in business administration from Miami-Dade College under the CCIP initiative by the USEFP. Am I eligible to apply for a master's program?
Yes, you. Am I right, Saleem? I think I am.
Okay.
Saleem Saab is thinking about it.
Yes. Okay. So because CFA, I believe that he hasn't completed 16 years of education here in Pakistan. He's still 14 years graduate here in Pakistan. Even though he went for the CCIP program, for CCIP program, the basic requirement is 14 years of education.
Got it.
If you have completed 16 years of education, then you can apply for Fulbright.
So he can apply, Tanveer, you can apply, but you need to have 16 years of education. That means 2 more years here. And then you can apply.
Yes.
And not a problem there. Well, okay, quick question again. Zubair says, in Pakistan, there's not such a setup of social activities to be participated, especially in remote areas. So does this inactivity in social activities, in the social domain, affect your application even if you have good academic and a good GRE record?
I think the people reviewing the applications here understand what the local challenges are, and
so that won't hold against you.
No,
won't hold it against
no.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, all four of you, for being on Strictly Professional today. Once again, the website for USEFP is usefpakistan.org, and May 11th is the last date to apply for the 2017 session. Well, thank you very much. We hope to see you once again.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you.